This is Eve Beginnings with Kaylem here to talk to you about starting the action. Today, we will go over the importance of choosing a corporation to join, what to look for, and what questions to ask. Then, we will go over some corps that I find may be of value for you guys to join, all PvP related, of course. The idea here is to meet friends and get invited. You might not get into the corporation that you want from the get-go, because the thing is to keep going forward doing what you like, and you will eventually meet other people who are like-minded and want to band together. When I first started, my corporation took me day one as a rookie and invested a lot of time and energy on me. I spent the last 2.5 years working my way up from rookie to corporation officer, and it was a hell of a ride. I've taken part in almost all of EVE Online's most recent newsworthy headlining battles, and I was very lucky. Not all of you guys will be the same or as lucky as I am. Some of you will find yourself denied fun because of how old you are. They'll say things like, oh, we require you to have 20 million skill points before you can even think about applying here. And things like, oh, show me your kill board. What do you have? What do you have to offer? And there are really two sides to this coin. I've trained new pilots over and over again, spending hours, weeks, months on them just so that they can quit after a while because, well, EVE is not for them. And I can totally understand that, but it still hurts because a lot of the time that I spent on that player is, and they're gone, basically. So I can understand why a corporation would want a pilot to have, let's say, 15 million skill points before even thinking about accepting them. These corps don't know if you'll stay or not, and the thinking is if you stay long enough to have 15 million skill points, then you're not a new player. And that means you already decided that EVE is for you, and you're more likely to stay on. On the flip side, a newbie is now barred from what they might have enjoyed in EVE. I cannot join certain corporations because my character only has, well, less than a million. I have less than 500. I have less than half a million skill points. So because of that, Raven here is gonna have a hard time finding a corporation. And the other thing is a good kill board. Well, a good kill board means that the member that's applying is going to be a contributing member of the team that joins us instead of somebody that you have to spend time to teach. Some are combat geniuses and they get it from the first day. Others are very slow and cannot really connect the dots. You understand why a corp would want somebody who knows what they're doing rather than babysit them through EVE's, arguably very hard and intensive battle system. But on the flip side, a newcomer to PvP might never get to learn how to PvP. You don't know how many older players that I met that do not have a clue on how to PvP because it's too hard. Every time they try, they get knocked down. And I really want to help you about that. So really, where is the middle ground here? These corps exist out there, the ones that operate on the middle ground, and they're willing to help new players. And I want to assist you in your search. So I want to help you deal with these issues first. So let's deal with these issues. The first issue is not enough skill points. I only have 500. Not a problem, because there are a lot of newbie corporations out there, such as Red versus Blue, who will accept anybody. They're not really newbie so much as that they'll accept anybody. They have no requirements. Another one is maybe EVE Uni, I believe. Oh, University maybe? Aha. There it is. Their channel E-Uni. I got it wrong. So, for example, E-Uni, for example, is a great place for you to ask questions and get to know people and join. They'll accept pretty much any newbie, and they'll teach you a lot of things on how to play the game of EVE. Not exactly PvP orientated, but they definitely have that side to them. So joining a newbie corporation like this, in my opinion, you should skip out on the small time corps. There are corps out there with about 10 members that might or might not be online all the time, and it makes joining a corporation more like joining a chat room of 10. Where you're the only person on sometimes. The exception being that you might actually have a friend there, then, I can understand why you want to join a smaller corp. Now, can these corps help you? Absolutely. I just see too much deviation, though, from the good to the shitty. So that's why I cannot recommend it to you if you're a new player. On the flip side, corps like EVE University or Red vs. Blue are great places to start. EVE Uni if you want a more guided route, they have classes and wikis and things like that. Red versus Blue, if you want to jump right into the action and learn by fire. The Red versus Blue doesn't really have as much, but they do have some newbie friendly things such as Nuke Fleet and things like that. But a lot of the emphasis is that you're learning on your own, that you'll learn by fire. Just by dying constantly, you're going to learn a lot. And these corps give you a fundamental foundation. And you are free to leave when you're well and ready. You can leave any single time, and no one would look at you and be like, oh, you're from Eve Uni? Oh, I don't want to take you in, because they're not affiliated anywhere. And Red versus Blue is the same exact thing. People join Red or Blue, when they want to play, and then when they're done and they want to go back to the corporations, they leave. It's really an open door policy. But, you might actually stay, because when you're in Eve Uni, you might have made some great friends, or maybe you'll just go on to join a corps that you want, now that you have enough, skill points, now that you survived the low SP disease, So I fully recommend that you join a corporation during your 21-day trial, because a corporation is very vital to really enjoying the game. This is not Eve Online solo single player. This is a almost hundreds of thousands of players. Get connected, get to know some people. It'll make you really enjoy the game more, and you can only do so much when you are just by yourself. So anyway, the second issue is your PvP skills. Now, your PvP skills will suck, and they will suck for some time. If you are lucky enough or rich enough to obtain a good amount of money in game, either through plexing or whatnot, your learning curve will decrease as you can afford to blow yourself up time and time again. But if you're the normal, low skill point, low ISK player, your chances are small to obtain a PvP knowledge early on. My advice is to understand how certain Eve concepts work. Eve PvP isn't always active. It's not like a Battlefield game where you kind of jump in, you're home, you're like, okay, join a server and you're good to go. There are peaks and then there are dips. If you're in a corporation and they have PvP events, join them. These are your peaks. When a team goes out there to look for fights, no matter what they're doing as a group, those are your peaks. During those times, fight, go play. During the times that they're not doing that, these are your dips. That's when your corporations are doing, your members are doing nothing. And in this case, you focus purely on increasing that wallet. This way, you will not have issues getting into ships, as you will inevitably lose them. So joining corps like Red vs. Blue are great for your PvP knowledge, so long as you can fund your lost ships. I will actually be joining them soon, and I'll tell you more about my experiences in later videos. But the idea here is that you have to learn yourself, which also means a lot of Googling, a lot of wiki reading, and you could do all of that while you're comfortably, doing your PvE stuff like missioning or mining even. So anyway, so let's just say you don't join Eve Uni or Red vs. Blue. Another good choice is to join faction warfare corporations. Now, you can go to Recruitment. So this is a chat room called Recruitment. And there will be a lot of people looking for new players or players in general. It doesn't have to be new players. Like here's a low-sec PvP corp called Phoenix. And you can see that they are into exploration, piracy, small-scale gangs, trade, new pilot friendly. So new pilot friendly, that's great. That means if you want, you can actually go here and you can read a little bit about them. So here you go. Phoenix is a low-sec PvP corp and a proud member of Capital Punishment. We are based in Molden Heath in low-sec, and we're looking for pilots who are willing to be active and participate in corp activities. If you lack a good amount of experience in low-sec, a will to learn is a must. So here you go. Late-night U.S. time zone, active fleet commanders, experienced leadership, roaming, blah, 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 mature, laid-back. Requirements, here you go. You need 10 million SP in combat. So I don't even have 1 million yet. But they are saying that new pilot friendly. I might give them a try if I want to live in low-sec. The idea is that a lot of corps are putting out their ads out here, and you just have to kind of look through. For example, this one is looking for barges and miners. So obviously, if I really want to be a PvPer, this is not really a good corp for me. So it's kind of, you just browse through, and they just constantly go at it all day long. So, but if you are going to do that, though, if you really are going to join a corporation from here, then you got to be a little bit careful. I'll give you more tips later. Right now, just finishing out what I was saying, join a faction warfare corp, because I can't tell you how good their teaching programs are because I've never been in one, but I can vouch for the amount of opportunity that you have to PvP in a group setting with your fellow faction militias or your corp members. Now, faction warfare in a sentence is basically a system of capture the flag where if you've captured the flag, you get access to that system and its station while you lock out your opponents, trapping any assets that your opponents might have inside the station. Then this gives you loyalty points where you can spend to make more ISK if your faction is winning. There is good PvP here, and that's all I hear about. And I love hunting faction warfare people, so, sorry if, that is one of you, but, you guys are great PvPers, and I always have good fights with you guys. So, anyway, the last thing is that if you don't join any of these giants, either faction warfare, Red vs. Blue, Eve Uni, similar like that, please follow, I'm begging you to follow my personal set of rules for finding a corp to join, and that is a corp must have active players. Check their public channels, lurk there. How often is their representative there? Speak with them. Find out more about the corporation. It's very easy to see if they have active players. I have to, for example, Dead Jesters, let's say. You click on their ad, and they should have a recruitment channel. Here's a recruitment channel. You go in it. Wow, look at that. These guys have quite a bit of people in their recruitment channel. So this is good. And if I really wanted to, to really join Dead Jesters, I might stay here and lurk here, and maybe come back tomorrow. Maybe come back in a few hours. See if there's still this many people in here. And if there are always this many people in here, then maybe this is not a bad, no, this is me. This is not a bad corporation to join, So that's exactly how you should kind of approach it. The next thing is they should have a vision. What are these Dead Jesters about? Are they into small gang? Are they into nullsec? Or are they staying in Empire, the mission, explore, mine? I don't know. You must want to do the same things that the corporation want to do. Otherwise, don't join them. Don't join the team. So here is what Dead Jesters offer. They offer daily PvP action, ranging from camps to scheduled hack, which is a heavy assault cruiser roams, and hot dropping. Always active PvPers online. They have a team speak, and they have 15 million SP, like I said, the 15 mil mark. But they say, hey, talk to us. Are they new player friendly? Nope, doesn't say that. So you're gonna really have to ask them for that. But the whole point is that this seems to be a PvP group, Dead Jesters, located in Lowsec. Now, I'm not EU, but, let's say I was, then this would be a good candidate for me if I want to join, not the big ones that everyone else joins. So this is a good choice. So, let's see. The next thing that you want to know about their infrastructure. Do they have a newbie program? Are they giving out free books? I mean, the skill books isn't as important as free ships. Getting a free ship to PvP and a corp that can provide free Tech 1 ships and the Tech 1 fittings for their newbies, it means that they're well off. And if they are not well off enough to do that, think about not joining them. Because if they can afford it, it will be much easier for you to learn, as their corp will pay for your tuition, not you. Are you freeloading? It can be seen that way. Or look at me. I'm still with my original corporation. I help run the administrative things as well as recruitment and training. You are a freeloader if you are a freeloader, if you do not contribute. Contribute, and those T1 now, but trivial as they have found a long-standing member for their corporation. I think that's really more important. So now that I gave you some tips, so definitely talk to these people. So then, now what else do I got for you? Well, I'll tell you what I would avoid. I would avoid Care Bear Corps. Care Bear Corps are corps that really focus on making ISK exclusively. They usually live in high sec, and they will dock up if there's a war targets around waiting outside, and your war targets are outside hungry waiting for you to undock. They will not fight back, and the good thing is that they'll teach you how to make ISK for sure, but so will a Google search. So while I respect everyone's wishes to be space rich, you must really be into that niche. You must really want to join the game because of that. Otherwise, you will burn out trying to grind your way to more ISK. Then once you have this more ISK, I ask you, what do you want to do with it? You have all the ISK in the world. What are you going to do with it? Make more ISK? Then what? A lot of people tell me that, if I have all this ISK, then I'll learn how to PvP. Well, let me tell you, you don't have to be a billionaire in EVE to have fun in PvP. If you don't want to PvP, then obviously this video and my series really isn't for you. But I respect that. Some people like a stock market game. They like mining. Mining is relaxing for them. And if this is you, this point does not apply. Please join a mining corporation. Do those things. The EVE is a sandbox game. Do what you want to do. The second thing that I will avoid is casual corps. Casual corps that do not have a purpose do not have things to do. They're basically say, hey, we're a bunch of chill guys, come hang out with us, we'll do whatever we want to do at the moment. Avoid corps like that, because they might go on wormhole day trip and you'll come back with nothing. If you want to be casual, you don't have to join a corporation to be casual. Just look for chat rooms where you can meet friends and do that. Join a serious corp with serious goals and milestones that you can help obtain, you can help reach. If that is in line with what you want to do. You want to live in a wormhole, join a wormhole corporation. Obviously you're a newbie, join a wormhole corporation that's in class 2 wormhole that will accept newbies. That wormhole corporation will also be relaxed and have chill dudes and dudettes like a casual corp, but at least you're doing something directed. And the last thing is, please avoid corps that just started. You can check, by the way. For example, let's do this lone wolf. Well, I don't know what this is, but here. You can check. You can go double click on their, how do I do this? So let's go to their friendly corp. Yep, this guy's in it. Double click. You can see their information when they founded this. Okay, so this corporation has 12 members. And let's see, when did they start this? It does actually. Well, I take it back. Maybe it does. Yep, here it is. So they joined the corporation. The corporation founded in January 1st of 2012. So it's 2014 now. This is a 2-year-old corporation with 12 members. Okay, this is much better. You don't, 2 years, I think that's fair enough. It really depends what they're about. You gotta talk to them in the Lone Wolf public channel to really find out what they're about. But the idea is that, that they're not just formed, because they might welcome you, but they have no structure and they have no plan. The CEOs likely don't even know what they're doing. Can you go in and make a difference? Yes, absolutely. But I suggest that you do that as an older player, not as a new one. When you've got some skills, when you know what you're doing, then you can go back and join new corps and kind of be the guiding factor in them and have your say. Because that's something that a lot of people tell me that you don't get in bigger corporations. You don't get a say. So when you're ready, come back, join a new corp. But for now, I suggest you avoid them like a plague. Let others start to charge. Join in on what works today. Like basically Red vs. Blue, EVE University, and others like it are not the only newbie corps you can join, but they're the ones that made it. As a new player, why add to the complexity of EVE Online? It's already complex enough. Join corporations that have been proven to pump out new players with knowledge, Thank you for joining us on another episode today. I know this one was basically a lecture, not a lot of action, but I hope you all found it useful anyway. As always, subscribe if you want to keep up to date on my videos. I have been trying to pump them out daily if I can, and click the thumbs up to give me a pat on the back. I really could use it. So, see you next time. This is Kaylem signing out.